Okay, this is just a quick follow up on my 400,000 mile Chevy Volt. Um, Definitely been having some issues with it. It had a bad accident with a semi truck tire. Did like $7,000 worth of damage. Um, After they got it all put back together, basically it just busted the radiator and damaged a bunch of stuff underneath it. But it's just never been the same after that, as far as its reliability. So just want to give just a quick follow up on little issues I've been having. Just like now, I'm going to show you little things that happen with a a 400,000 mile vehicle. These don't work anymore. Works on the back door. Okay, but little things, little wear items. This is a work car. I use it every day. It's been parked for a while, so steering wheel is finally starting to get torn here, and got the famous service high voltage thing. So basically it's just been a battery powered vehicle. I mean, just a gas car now. Okay, basically that's all I use it for, is just a gas car. A shot of the mileage here. I usually always keep it in mountain mode because it gives me less of that reduced propulsion thing, you know, when I'm pulling a hill or whatever. So but and also, like, the seatbelt chime doesn't work anymore if you don't have your seatbelts on, and just little things. But I tell you, the main thing that I've been dealing with now is this coolant issue. I've had a coolant leak for basically since the car got back from the shop, which was like basically 6 months ago. Yeah, man, it's been a little longer than that. But there's two coolant reservoirs under there. The bigger one, I'm told is for electronics. Okay, which I had this charging port replaced. That was like a $800 job. Then they immediately called me and said, "Oh, it's not your charger. It's not the charging port. It's actually the internal charger that's burnt up." So I said, "Okay." So that was another $1,900. They repaired that. The vehicle charged for maybe 2 months, and then it got cold outside. After that, it failed to charge. They took it in and replaced the coolant level sensor. It charged for maybe another 30 days. Then after that, it stopped charging again. So anyways, when the bill got up to about $7,000 in the last 18 months. So I'm just basically not putting money back in the vehicle, just driving it as a gas vehicle. I bought a Chevy Equinox, a diesel powered Chevy Equinox, to compensate for this one because I can't afford to keep fixing on it. Nothing is covered with this much mileage, and so it's just a little bit. Just gotta let you guys know, the things that have cost the most in the vehicle have not stopped the vehicle from running. I haven't really had any major breakdowns. Now, after I had the accident, the what's that thing called? The main bearing in that everybody has trouble with. There's like a bearing in the drivetrain or something that failed. Now that failed at like 430,000 miles. Um, I believe that was directly related to the um, accident because I hadn't had any trouble. And then it got to the point where it got to almost immediately after I got it back from the shop, it would get down to 3 miles an hour and it wouldn't stop. You had to push both feet on the brakes to try to get it to a manual mode to stop. It would stop perfectly till you got around 3 miles an hour, then it would not want to stop. So the dealership advised me 3 computer modules under the hood that needed replaced. Um, Anyways, it was a total of $8,400 to get those modules replaced. Reached out to my friends on Facebook when it comes to the Volt forum, and those guys did a whole bunch of research for me. Turns out was nothing but a wheel bearing. Okay, in my case, was all 4 wheel bearings because I had just gotten in an accident with a semi truck tire that damaged all 4 wheel bearings. All 4 wheel bearings were covered under warranty, but the dealership only wanted to change one. They changed one, which was a total of 3 that needed changed. Okay, so I guess once you get wheel bearings put on your vehicle at the dealership, the wheel bearings are covered for life on a Volt. But I ended up having to go buy 3 wheel bearings myself from GM and forced them to put those on. They said, "Hey, that's not going to fix your problem." I said, "That's fine. Please put them on. We'll deal with the rest later." Had them put them on. Problem was fixed immediately. Thanks to my Facebook friends for that, because that saved me $8,000. So, like I said, this is just little things that have the vehicle is very expensive to fix if because your dealerships, they're just kind of looking for things to find. They're not sure what's wrong. Okay. So I live in a small town. It's just we just don't have those kind of technicians that have a passion for the vehicle, that know how to fix it and things like that. So they're just shooting in the dark and they're wasting your money. So it's just it's a tough transition. So like I said, basically, I'm not looking at the vehicle has been parked for months basically. Um, That's why it doesn't have much miles on it anymore like I used to. Plus, I don't drive as far because I only drive, my job. I got changed, so I'm no longer driving 115 miles one way. It's more like 50. Okay, so it's no big deal there. I got a Chevy Equinox. I drive back and forth because, like I said, I'm concerned about the reliability of this. I'm only driving this as a gas car basically, but it does well with that. I mean, basically, besides this not charging thing, it drives fine. There's nothing else, mechanically wrong. Everything else is going good. It drives every day. I mean, I could take it from here to wherever I want to go. I just put gas in it. So, but like I said, you just don't buy a battery powered vehicle to have to use the generator all the time. So like I said, once it gets warm, I think I know the battery has some degradation, because when it was charging, even at warm temperatures, it was maybe, normally I would get like 42 miles on the battery. Now I'm getting maybe 38, 36, around 38, 36. So, I could definitely tell there's some degradation there. In the event that it did have a full battery and I was pulling a hill to like get on an on ramp or something like that, I noticed the generator would randomly come on if it was under a load, even though the battery read that it still had 30 miles left. That generator would still come on to help the vehicle power up that hill. So that's something different that it had just started doing, this year. Well, last year, 2018. So just a brief update on what's going on there. And I'll try to do a little better job of keeping in touch. But basically, it's parked until spring. So once it gets warm out there, I may attempt to take it back to the dealership to find out if they can find this massive coolant leak. Because out of those 2 reservoirs, the bigger one that's for the electronic charger, once I got that charger replaced, it's leaking like every single day. It has to be filled every single day. And it's been in the shop for 34 days and they still can't find the leak. So with that being said, it's just I may have to find a different dealership that's able to maybe maintain the vehicle better. The battery coolant one, that one, I believe there's some kind of a leak in the radiator because I did hit another tire after this one. And that one only needs filled maybe once every week. And it only takes about a cup. Okay. But that one on the side, once I got that battery charger changed, which is, I guess, liquid cooled from that reservoir, that's where the major leak is. Every single day, that has to be filled. And it's basically, I go through a gallon of coolant a week, keeping that full if I was to take it to work and back. So this is just a brief update. Okay, guys, and stay in touch. All right, bye-bye.